everybody, it's Jeff once again with Entrepreneur Essentials here at T-Werx, and I am excited because I have Heather here with me, and she's going to tell us a lot about healing your energy. Once again, our entrepreneurial journeys can be multitudes of different ways, and so she started a business in a field that she really has a passion for, and I want you to hear about how she got there and where she went with that. Actually, below her feet is our subscription button. Make sure that you subscribe to the channel, because if you're not subscribed, there's going to be a few really cool things, especially one this week that will be put out there specially for the folks that are our subscribers. You will get a little special video learning a little bit how to do these type of videos. Heather, how are you today?
I'm great. Thank you so much for having me here.
I'm glad to have you. It's exciting to hear about your business and everything. So tell me a little bit about what you do.
Okay, so
or your entrepreneurial journey. I'm sorry.
Entrepreneurial journey, yeah. So I have a really interesting story. I'm sure many people do. I used to work in high tech. Okay. I was a product manager. I worked on high volume websites and did conversion optimization, and I worked on some software applications too. About 6 years ago, I had a really severe autoimmune reaction, and I got really sick. And I was really frustrated with Western medicine because I just wasn't getting resolution to my illness, and I decided to heal myself. And I did that through a paleo diet and the use of supplements. And it took about a little over a year, and I was about 95% of the way there, but not all the way healed. And somebody recommended that I have this treatment called Reiki, which I had no idea what that was. I thought maybe it was like a shiatsu massage or something, because it sounded, Asian.
Sounds
and so,
sort of similar.
Yeah, I was like, I have no idea what that is, but whatever, I'm willing to try it. So I didn't even know how to spell it, and I looked something up on Google and was like, oh, that's not massage, it's something else. I'm not really sure what it is, but it's some kind of, energy thing. So really uncharacteristic of me, because I'm like really analytical and like a researcher. I just looked on Yelp for somebody who was near my house, and I made an appointment with this woman, and I just go and I basically like hop on her table, and I don't ask her any questions. I'm like, I'm just here, I've had this illness,
I'm just gonna ride this thing. Yeah.
And I literally had a mind-blowing, like cosmic experience. And so I was loopy and disoriented, and I had seen all these colors and floating and sinking, and it was magical. And then I got up from the table and was like, who are you? What was that? And from that moment, I was like, whatever that was, I'm doing all of that. I'm doing more of that. I'm doing all of that. And it did heal me, by the way, the rest of the way. Nice. And so it was a process of becoming a Reiki Master, which is an energy healing modality. And, I was still working in technology and just becoming increasingly disenchanted and getting bored really, really easily. I mean, these jobs where I was making a lot of money and I should have been fulfilled, and I thought it was the thing I wanted, but I just wasn't happy. Just basically wound up realizing that I have a completely different calling, and that, over the years, like I was growing my skill set as an energy healer and just giving energy healing sessions to my friends when they were sick, and I got a portable table and I'd like go over to their houses, but thinking never that I could do that as a business. But then it became too hard to ignore that I was not doing the thing that I really was supposed to be doing. So I started seeing clients professionally just this past February. I left my job in technology in June. So I have been on my own now basically for 2 months, and it's been a wild ride. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's challenging, but you're still in the first year, so this is the fun year, because you look at it and you go, oh, this is awesome, I love it. And then year 2, you start looking at it and going, okay, this is more work than I planned.
This is the real deal.
This is the real deal. And then if you make it through year 2, year 3 is way better.
Okay.
So tell us a little bit more about what you do. So specifically your business, beyond just Reiki.
Right, so I have a number of services that I offer. I specialize in helping overworked, overstressed corporate women because that's who I was, and I really have an affinity for working with them. They have high anxiety typically because they're doing way too much and their jobs are really, really stressful. So I heal their energetic bodies to help them reduce anxiety and stress and any physical ailments, because there usually are some that come with that. And then I also have an aspect of my business where I provide energy clearings, which are also known as space clearings for homes and businesses.
Okay.
And this is super fun and interesting, but basically I go into a physical space and I clear out like those heavy emotions that kind of get stuck in a house. Like I give the analogy, when you walk into a room at a party and there was a couple that was arguing, you know, right, when you walk in the room, right, just because you can tell there's something that was like awkward and you kind of turn out of the room.
Yeah.
So those emotions get stuck in a house, and so I clear homes and businesses to make people feel good. And if a house is on the market, it's a really great idea to have a clearing done so that when prospective buyers come in, they feel really good in the home. And so I work with realtors to get their listings sold. And then another element of my business is that I also do a number of workshops and collaborative events with other practitioners like an acupuncturist or a massage therapist or yoga teacher. So we do combined work where they are doing their magic and then I'm doing group energy healing.
Nice.
And so I've got kind of a full, I guess, smorgasbord of things that I do as a healer.
Well, but it gives you some of that flexibility that, okay, I can try different things and see
Yeah.
what works best.
Yes.
As you really figure out what your niche is in the market.
Right.
So explain a little bit more about Reiki.
Okay.
You know, and how it works.
Yeah, I know. A lot of people, if they're not familiar with energy healing, so Reiki is a Japanese energy healing modality that's been around for a few hundred years. And basically, I channel healing energy through my hands into people's energetic bodies. We have a system of energy, chakras, meridians, what our acupuncturists tap into, and then we have a whole energy field. So I'm actually just a conduit for the energy. It flows through me into the person and they receive it. It's kind of crazy stuff, but for some of the skeptics out there, if you've heard of like quantum physics, there's a lot of actual science behind the fact that we are just bodies of energy, basically. Yeah.
Well, it kind of makes sense. We're electrical, so yeah, it's on the simple way of saying it, we're just electrical, and yeah, there's fields of electricity and fields of everything else.
Yeah.
What's new in your world today?
So, I mean, everything is new, right?
Okay, well, it is.
Yeah,
It's a new
so,
business.
I mean, it's a new business. So, it's interesting to have gone from a lot of structure to being able to do whatever I want, whenever I want, and figure out how I should be spending my time. I currently lease an office space from a chiropractor who has an extra room, and I've outgrown that, so I leased my own office space, so that's new, and I had never, leased commercial space before, as you know.
Totally
That's
new
a
world.
Totally new world, and I'm having a teeny bit of construction done there, so I'm like project managing a plumber and electrician, and I don't like that.
They're a challenge.
Yeah, well, it's also they're a very hot commodity apparently, and
Yes,
it's
they are.
really difficult in Austin to find somebody who has availability. So I mean that is really exciting to me because when I'm in my space, it'll be my own and it will give me a lot more flexibility that I don't have right now. I love my chiropractor and I love the space. It's really beautiful, but as I said, I've outgrown it, so I'm really excited to be in my own space. And, every day is just something new and me figuring out my way about how to market my services, which are unusual. And I would say those are kind of the newest things.
Cool. Very nice. Well, we're glad to have you as a business owner in our community.
Thank you.
It's, once again, leverage the rest of us that have been around and doing this, because it's, it's a challenge, and there's going to be days where you're just going to wake up and go, what on earth was I thinking?
What did I sign up for?
What did I do?
Yeah.
And those are the days that you just need somebody to say, yeah, I've been there, done that.
Right.
And move on. Yeah, just suck it up and move on. I mean, there's days where it's the greatest day of your life and the worst day of your life at the same time.
Okay.
So it just,
Yes.
just never fails.
Yeah.
Fast 5 questions now.
Okay.
All right, you wake up in the morning. Business is totally gone. You have a place to live. You have food, clothing, $500 in your pocket, and a laptop computer. What are you going to do first?
I am well connected in Austin. I think that I've got my laptop, I would start looking through my LinkedIn connections
Okay.
and reaching out to people that I know are really, really like super heartfelt helpers. And I think I would reach out to them and say, this is my situation, like let's get a plan together
Nice.
now.
That's great. Leverage your friends and neighbors. Yes,
Yeah.
that is awesome. What's your biggest entrepreneurial mistake? It's been pretty new for you.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I feel really fortunate I haven't made a big mistake. I would say I have spent some advertising money, small amounts, but that I just was like, oh, I'll just kind of wing this and see if this works. That doesn't work. So I need to be a little bit more strategic about
Yeah,
that.
you've got to be very deliberate with it, because otherwise it is a great way to just send money out. What's a good book that you recommend?
So I recently read Blue Ocean Strategy. You've heard
Awesome
of this
book.
one?
Awesome
Well, yeah, I loved it. There's certain aspects of it because I do something really unusual. And even for a healer, I'm actually very unusual because they typically are not have a background in business. So this is part of why I realized I can actually do something completely new in the marketplace. And I had been meaning to read that book, and it was really inspirational. The parts that I loved of it were the actual stories of the businesses who just realized there was completely untapped market. So yeah, the Cirque du Soleil was, a big example. Just created something out of nothing, and I love that.
Exactly. Yeah, or it's something that existed before, but nothing in that same in that same world. And I agree with you. I think you come to it. You also bring street cred to it. You're not the average healer type. I mean, you came from a very analytical, technical background, and came to this and said, this worked for me, I want to help you with it.
Yeah.
So I think that is Blue Ocean. I was thinking of that as you were saying
Really?
that, so it's
Cool.
hilarious. What is a good tool that you use in your business every day?
Yeah, so going back to everything being new, I post a lot on social media, and every day I was posting, and that is so time consuming.
A lot of work.
A lot of work, and so I started using Buffer to manage my daily posts, and just queuing things up for many days out in advance. Just sit down and block off time and get that structured.
Yep.
That's been really helpful.
Well, and like if you're going to do videos and stuff like that, one of the things I recommend, just shoot a whole bunch of them at one time, and then make sure you change clothes, because it looks like you did it all at the same time. But shoot a bunch of them at the same time, and then just queue them up.
Exactly.
And then you have them set up for an entire month.
Yes.
But yeah, Buffer's a great tool, and it's very easy to use.
I would say it was very intuitive.
Yeah. As you get more complicated, things like CoSchedule and Hootsuite are really good ones, but Buffer's great to start
for somebody
with.
just starting out, that's perfectly
Awesome.
fine.
Yeah, perfectly fine. How do people get a hold of you?
Oh, so they can get a hold of me on my website, which is www.theenergysynergist.com. And that was a branding decision that I made because Synergist, you might not know how to spell that, but people remember it. So they just literally type in the Energy Synergist and they wind up finding me.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Thank you so much.
Well, thank you for coming on. We're so excited to have you part of the community and our community here, and just, like I said, go out and leverage this community for your help, for help, and we are all there for you.
Okay, I really appreciate this
Very
opportunity. It was
welcome.
super fun talking to you.
Welcome. Folks, go see her. I mean, she's fantastic, and I think you will learn a lot. And certainly if you're having those problems, if you're having problems with just feeling like you're not quite there, this is the lady to come see.
Thank you.
So once again, subscription button right below her feet on the left or on that side. Make sure that you sign up, because I am right after this going to be shooting a special episode just on how to do video. Thanks, and have a great week.